Hello there, and welcome to Fans Discussing Fandoms. My name is Patrick.
My name is Tim.
What are we talking about today, Tim?
The Until Dawn Remake. We're gonna talk about spoilers for the remake, what changes they made, improvements, things like that. Does it hold up to the original? Things like that. So I just got Silent Hill 2 remake, and I've been playing that for a bit. And that is a remake, like Until Dawn is also a remake. And Silent Hill, looks good,
Yeah.
but Until Dawn looks ridiculously good. The graphics are AAA, the lighting, the character models, the environments, the Wendigos, it all looks beautiful.
And this is after you actually playing the game, right?
Yeah, I've completed the game now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, I've completed my first run. I want to do another run to see how fast I can kill everybody.
Okay.
But for my first run,
Yeah.
it was amazing. Because I saw trailers, for example, and the trailers honestly kind of looked rough graphically and didn't look as good as it could have looked.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, okay, I bought the original, I liked the original, and it's Halloween time, and 10-15 minutes in, I would say, before or around Beth and Hannah got killed, I was like, okay, this looks beautiful. And they deserve a lot of credit for how good this looks.
Yeah, the surprising thing is that I don't know what trailer I saw, because when we first talked about it and you told me about the trailer looking rough, I was like, what? It looks pretty good. But then I watched the full proper trailer that came out, and I'm like, bro, this is looking kind of rough.
It didn't look great.
It didn't.
But then again, I got it, played it, and it looks stunning. There are times in this game where you look at it, and if you don't know that it's a remake and you don't know that it's a game, you could honestly say, is this a movie? Because again, it just looks ridiculously good. Kind of like when Arkham Knight came out, and for the time, it was like, oh my god, this game looks beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, it still looks good as well.
Oh yeah, Arkham Knight still looks ridiculously good. That blew me away, first of all, with this game.
Okay, well, that's good to hear. I had the impression that it looked really nice from that initial little bit that I saw, and then seeing the full proper trailer threw me off. But it's good to hear that playing the game, it actually looks really good, and especially with that level of detail and quality, for you to say that it's almost comparable to a movie.
And then another thing they also did for this game, they switched up how the totems work in the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so in the original, you would find totems as you played, and you pick it up, you turn it around, and then it just immediately zooms into the totem and shows you the vision that the totems show you in the game.
Mm-hmm.
In the remake, it's the same idea. You pick it up, but they kind of turned it into a mini game, which was cool. So instead of picking it up, turning it, and it immediately goes into the vision, now you pick it up and you can move it up, you can move it down, you can turn it sideways to the left or sideways to the right, and you kind of have to investigate and look around the physical item until you see a crack that's glowing, and then you hold it where the crack is glowing, and then it gives you the vision. But now it's a mini game, which I really like because it adds content. First of all, it adds unique content. A tiny little mini game that's connected to collectibles you find is really nice.
Yeah.
And a really nice layer that makes it unique and different from the original.
Wow. Was there anything else that they made that was a bit different for the game?
Yeah, there's two more things they
Oh,
added. The first one is in the very beginning in the original, it showed the group of friends planning the prank for Hannah. And it was really quick. You saw them in the room, hiding. Hannah goes upstairs, they prank her, she runs away. In the remake, it's still that same idea, but it's a whole montage.
Oh.
So it's a montage paired with them hiding and setting up the prank, paired with Hannah writing in her journal and getting dressed up and ready to go meet Mike for the prank. But then there's an original song playing in the background, and they do unique camera movements and transitions you would see in a like montage type of thing. So that was really cool that they amped up that segment and made it very unique and very cool by making it a montage, putting in an original song for it. So that was really cool as well.
Yeah, it's nice that they not only like improved and enhanced the graphics, but they have added some new content to the game.
Yeah, because I was not expecting any new content. I was fully expecting the exact same game with better graphics.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad they did add these small pieces of content to the remake. And then, besides that, the second thing they added, which was not in the original whatsoever, is they added a post-credit scene at the end of the game with Sam. In this new after-credit scene, so you see Sam, you see her sitting there, and she has a photo of the group, but then you see a symbol on her arm, which I don't know what the symbol is, because Josh didn't have it.
Yeah.
And I don't remember seeing the symbol throughout the game, but I could just be misremembering. But she has a symbol that is bleeding, and right before the post-credit scene ends, she hears the therapist from the game, and then it cuts to black.
Oh.
Somehow, she is starting to hear the therapist that Josh heard and you interacted with throughout the game.
Interesting.
So that's the new content they added. Other than that, it's basically the same thing. All the choices are there, the story is there, the different endings and multiple ways to kill your people are all there. So they didn't strip anything away, which is really nice. And yeah, overall, it's just really good. Because again, they didn't strip anything away. It's still the complete package that the original was. And then again, they added new stuff to that package to make it unique for the remake. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. And I feel if you loved the original, or even if you want, a horror game to play this spooky season, highly recommend this game. Here's a question.
Yeah.
Since there is an after credit scene in the remake that potentially teases more Until Dawn content, do you want a sequel?
I don't know if it warrants a sequel. There could be a sequel. I wouldn't put it past them to consider an expansion, but
Yeah.
I wonder if people might think that they want more than just an expansion. See, I'm just wondering if they made a sequel, what would it really be about? Would it be the same people?
Sam.
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 Sam is the beanie person, right?
No, that's Ashley. Sam's the blonde.
Oh, really?
The one that's in the bathtub as all her friends are getting murdered and tortured. And she walks around in the towel for a bit. For me, in terms of a sequel or expansion, I'm very biased. Because Sam's my favorite character in the game. And the post-credit scene featured Sam. So I'm like, if we're getting new content with Sam, sign me up. Because I will gladly take any content with Sam. But if I take out that biasm for her, I do think part of the game's charm is the fact it's its own thing. And obviously, if you do a sequel, then you need one concrete ending to follow up with the sequel.
Yeah.
And I feel like that kind of defeats the purpose of the game and of the whole choose your own adventure and make your own story that the game is built for. So I think a sequel would discredit that. The game works as its own isolated and one-time thing. So I don't think they should do a sequel. But I can see an expansion featuring Sam.
Yeah. Oh, Sam.
Well, yeah, because the post-credit scene shows her. So
Yeah.
if you did do anything in terms of mode content, you would have to use Sam as the main person. But an expansion could work because I feel like you can get away with a specific ending with an expansion.
Rather, what I was thinking they would do would be more along the lines of like a prequel, which would unfortunately mean that Sam wouldn't be in it.
That would also mean the post-credit scene they added is pointless.
I was more so thinking of the story behind the old dude who was hunting them.
Yeah, but I don't really care about that. I feel like he's kind of cool because you don't know his story. You know him as the one fighting the Wendigos and who has been fighting the Wendigos, and you don't really need to know anything else about him for that.
Yeah. I will say though, miners eating each other and becoming Wendigos, that actually does kind of sound cool. At least to me it does.
Yeah, but I don't know if I would care about that though for a game. Especially with,
Yeah.
again, knowing that in Until Dawn you just see them as Wendigos. The after credit scene they added specifically shows Sam and specifically connects her with the therapist that Josh saw throughout the game. And that's interesting. That is a thread that's brings up a lot of questions about the therapist and what he actually was in the game. So I feel like if they did any mode content, that would be the thread to follow, and that would be the most interesting thread to showcase for potential expansion or potentially mode content. Because again, that's interesting and could also blow up this universe a lot bigger than just Wendigos.
Yeah, I'm just actually taking a look at that right now. That's so interesting.
Yeah.
No, that really does kind of lead you to believe that there's a potential for something in the future.
Any other thoughts on Until Dawn Remake?
No, I can't say. I think we covered it pretty well.
Thank you all for joining. Check out our media, Instagram, YouTube. The links are in the description, and we'll see you all in the next one.
Goodbye.